Hello guys, Kelly Cotton at Portsmouth Guildhall. Obviously today is meant to be in the meeting for Save Our Children, but I'd already got messages this morning that they were panicking that nobody was turning up, so it was already sort of called off. However, I've decided that I needed to still come along and still make my stand and still stand here and do the video from the stairs about the fear that people have of speaking out and turning out that they might be standing alone. Now, at the end of the day, since I came out, I've always stood alone. I've always been trolled. I've always had to come up against things. But as I've come over to the square today, it's been amazing because the Catholic Church child abuse inquiry has been on. You cannot deny that children are sexually abused. You cannot deny that there are not cases of satanic ritual. You cannot deny that there are not cases of people that are being child trafficked, human trafficked, prostitution, rape and drugs. Polarity exists, good and bad exists. Get down! Had to come up and just check on my son then, that was handy. All this stuff exists. Up, down, in, out, hot, cold, black, white, the dark, the light, the spiritual warfare. Yeah. And of course, sins and fruits of the spirit. Good people and bad people, but also good people end up losing their way, and they do. Yes, I know, darling. And people do lose their way. People do get caught up in trauma and the things that they can't necessarily cope with. But at the end of the day, we have a right to clear this stuff up. Yeah, we're going to the park. And when it has been covered up for so long, and it has been covered up, I think what you're going to find very interesting about all of the Trump stuff is Trump is going to prove that the votes and elections have been rigged all of this time. And I think he will prove this. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he will prove this. So even if you stand alone for what you believe in, then stand alone, stand firm, stand true. Your stories matter. You matter. We all matter. And it's about coming together in our little bubbles and our little peers and putting family back at the centre of everything. Family first, and building our own community through friendships and co-symbioticness and creating networks of people. So this here, up the top here, somewhere here, is where the chief executive of Portsmouth, and he basically is the person who oversees everything, just as it is in every city, every county, every constituency. Yet here in the UK, we don't have our MPs coming out in the way that they do in America, which would probably be a really good idea if they did. So, new times, new chapter, new thinking, but as you know, I'm going to be changing over all of my tops and all of my t-shirts for all of the things that I represent and what I needed to be fundraising for. But right here, right now, I don't know if there was anyone that turned up from last 10th who didn't know whether they were coming or not, who may have come down, but I haven't come for any particular time. I just felt that I think people were so scared that they were going to be standing alone. But what happens is when you cancel on things like this, you would have actually have found that had you had turned up, that one by one, people sit in the outskirts and they wait for a leader. And it's about being a leader of your own life. I can't lead you, you can't lead me. What's the matter? It's okay. We can inspire each other, we can enable each other, we can motivate each other, but we can't necessarily lead each other. So yeah, here I am. Anyway, I'm going over to Victoria Park. I'm going to go and spend a time with my boys. Anyone in Portsmouth wants to catch up over the next couple of hours, please feel free to do so. I just believe that Wales exams have just been cancelled. So please do remember, I think you're all learning now that these people who sit in these offices and things like that, they're the ones pulling the strings. But there's still actually quite a few people out and about. If there was a virus that was killing people in the way that it was, yes, everybody needs to isolate. Yes, everybody needs to stay out the way. But as I can see all around Portsmouth, all I'm seeing is more and more and more satellite companies coming in to do all of the CTV and everything. That's all I see. So if I walk back down to the police station and down to the courts, all the vans are there. But anyway, Elijah's Japanese friend here, the chef of Takyu restaurant, and I'm going to go and take him to say hello.